Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is David Han. I'm the manager for continuing education, assisting all the students in Singapore for part-time market. And I have with me Mr. Andrew Lim, one of our regional manager from James Cook University, here to assist you guys in answering some of the Q&A that you might have. And also feel free to put in the chat and Q&A if you have any question along the way. So let me share my screen to begin my presentation on some of the courses before we move on to Q&A. Can everyone see the slide? Can I have some comments from the chat?
Yes, David, is good.
Okay, sure. So let me just pull this down to the corner and
Sorry, David, you're on mute. David, you're on mute.
okay, apologies. Sorry, I accidentally clicked on the button. So I believe you can hear me clearly now. Okay, sorry, let me repeat the agenda. I'll be doing an overview of the campus itself, some of the highlighted postgraduate courses that you may be interested, and as well as other available courses within the university itself. Okay, so basically we are one of the 2 institutions in Singapore to achieve this EduTrust Star. Just to highlight, this EduTrust Star Award is an achievement given to us by the government to prove that we have all the management capability in terms of student support, post-student support upon graduation. So this is the highest award given by the Council of Private Education, as well as other awards that is given to us, like our Singapore Quality Class Star. Okay, so this is our campus in Singapore itself, located at Sims Drive. And this is some of the classroom. I will just show you some of the picture briefly. So we are ranked joint 13 in Australia and ranked 200 to 250 in the world according to the latest THE ranking in 2021. Our courses are quite flexible. Students can finish their program fast, take extra subjects. We do have learning advisor in our campus assisting students in thesis work, mathematics, research, and academic writing. So there are something what we know as peer tutors available to assist students with. The main thing that I would like to highlight is that our degree is the same conferred in Australia with sufficient subjects and credits, because we know that in some jobs available in the market, they do want a student with a degree that is equivalent to the subjects grading in NUS and NTU. So we do offer the same subject, same as Australia. So this is some of the multiple awards that we have, just a quick overview. Okay, so this is our campus. We do have 3 campuses, one in Townsville and one in Singapore, which is the one that we're going to mention mainly. So this is some more pictures about our facilities. So we do have a financial lab for those students that study finance, especially like shares, talking about Bloomsburg. We do have activity learning room. We have our aquaculture research facilities, lecture. So facilities, We do have gyms, courtyard, basketball court, library, cricket pitch, and so on. For those interested in psychology, we do have a big portion of psychology clinic available. Okay, service. So this is the service that we given to the students. But what I have highlighted earlier on is the one with Learning Center, which I mentioned. So this is one of our peer tutor, Dr. Nimrod, helping some of the students in terms of thesis writing and other areas. So even as a part-time student, you can still enjoy university life if you are interested to join some of the club and societies. Some of you may be considering to study full-time with us. You can also be eligible to join all these clubs if you are interested. So this is some of the campus activities that we arrange for our students, including alumni as well. So this is a picture of some of our academics. Some of the difference that you can see, all our academics full-time in Singapore are all PhD holders. They are right here in the campus to provide you support. I will not use the word 24/7, but they will be always available in campus when you require them for further assistance. Okay, employment. We are proud to say we are quite strong in helping students in their resume, and after they graduate, we are one of the highest ranked in terms of helping students to move on to the next stage of career. So we provide various workshops and things to help our students in order for them to gain a decent job in the market. Okay, so next I'll move on to one of our popular course called Master of Guidance and Counseling. So basically this course is for people looking to develop important human and interpersonal skills in other professions. It's not only limited to health and education, but in many corporate settings, students apply for this course because they need to manage a team and guide them, eventually counsel them to move up to higher position. So the MGC in a nutshell basically is for individuals seeking to develop important human and interpersonal skills. So for this course, it's being accredited by Australian Counselling Association as well as Singapore. So course consists of counseling skill, counseling theories, and professional issues such as ethics. This is the 8 main core subjects that most students will need to take. For those students that are eligible for exemption, usually they will be exempted for the elective. For those that have more than 2 years working experience in relevant field, or if they have a postgraduate diploma in the relevancy of counseling or guidance, they would be getting the elective accepted. So this course is available in 3 semesters. SP 51, 52, and 53 basically means March, July, and November. So I will not read word for word. So basically the classes is conducted in the evening and weekend. For MGC currently is being run on a face-to-face module because of the small class activities that is recommended by the lecturer. But there will also be some online learning that the lecturer will be gathering all the students to participate when the class size for certain discussion become bigger. Okay, so this is what MGC in a student words. Basically, they are building competency in creating matters climate, building the bridges, and negotiating the working alliance, coping with client reluctance. Because some of the customer, they may not be willing to listen to you. So counseling is also very linked to HR skill. So this is some of the picture that we show in a face-to-face workshop. In the background here, we have Dr. Jeff McNulty, who is the program manager for this course. In this course, there is a practicum, which some of you may look at the word similar like internship. So we have 100 hours that you are required to go to the counseling centers such as HPB, such as Institute of Mental Health or other counseling centers, to go and do your actual practice towards the last bit of your graduation period, usually between March and July. Okay, what is some of the job opportunity if you study this course? So some students, when they graduate, they become school counselor, they go and work with government sector like MSF. Some of them become health, voluntary welfare, or charitable organization, work as a counselor. Okay, next, moving forward, I will talk about the 4th-year option at JCU Singapore. First of all, I believe some of you are in because of our Master of Clinical Psychology, which is one of our most popular course. But in order to qualify for the Master of Clinical Psychology, which I will explain in the later stage, you need to first have a 4th-year degree in order to qualify for the Masters. So the 4th-year degree is equivalent to level 8 in Australia qualification framework. So once you finish this, some students will move on, some will go to clinical psychology, but there are many more than just clinical psychology. There are clinical neuropsychology. Some people may move on to organizational psychology. Some may go sports and exercise psychology. So with the relevant 4th-year degree, students can then move on to different areas of specialization. We may not have all the course available here, but we are building more capability to run more different masters in psychology itself coming soon in JCU Singapore. So first of all, this is just an example of how the student will do the subject for their honors program. So as we can see, there are 6 more subjects that you need to study, whether it's honors or graduate diploma. What is the difference between the two courses? So for honors, you will require a minimum of credit average, GPA 5/7 to come in to the course. And for graduate diploma, the score that is required to come in will be slightly lower. And another difference will be the thesis will be an individual project in the honors, whereas for the graduate diploma will be a group project. Okay, so research thesis is a very important part of your final grades. So it depends on which area of specialization that you'll be moving on in the near future. So this is just some rules on your thesis. So this is your thesis. Do something that interests you, not something that what we want you to do. So plan your progression, communicate with your supervisor, because I do have students that apply, some of them doing like special needs students, some of them are more related to health, diabetes. So it really depends on which is the area of research thesis that you are interested in. And for those people that are not familiar with publication, it's quite mandatory when you move on to postgraduate level, and some of you eventually might even take a PhD. So publication is quite important when not many other PI offer you to do thesis and publication. Okay, so this is just some format, whether you can do a literature review or journal articles. So other source of assistance that we give to the student, there is a 4th-year conference arranged for the student. We have the Learning Center to assist you. So this is just an example of our faculty member. You can look at the staff profile in our website. So this is all our professor and PhD holders that specialize in teaching psychology and clinical psychology. As you can see, we have lecturers from all over the world, some of them from Australia, from UK, from Singapore, from Malaysia, and we do have even people from Europe. Okay, so this is the diverse reach of interest if you are looking at different specialization in psychology itself. So some of our faculty, you may ask, are they graduates? Are they strong academic holders? So this is some of the university that they graduate from. So this is some of the top university in the world. So they have also done many publications in terms of this journal that is available. Okay, so for those that are interested, if you have a chance to visit our campus, we do have this particular brochure available in our campus. For those that want the soft copy, kindly email to me, and or we can have a further chat after this session. So our psychology facilities, we do have the lab, we do have a lab manager there, we have specialized computer to help the student to do counseling practice, and even counseling is also managed there. Okay, next, this is the course that many of the students are interested. So as mentioned earlier on, they will have to do a thesis, research over a year, equivalent to 6 months full-time. They have to research supervisor to negotiate their topics. And the practical placement will be quite long. The total is about 1,000 hours, including the psychology clinic. So this course is only available for full-time as of now. So where is some of the practice placement that you may go? We do have our own psychology clinic. Some of you may do it in the hospital, prison, community service, or even private practice. First, the course is accredited. So we are accredited by Australian Psychology Accreditation Council. So what is this APAC? So this is the whole details of APAC accreditation. So entry requirements. It may be a little bit tough, but student, you would need to have the 4th year program, as I mentioned, and they need to achieve at least a class 1 or 2A honors, which is some people will call it first class honors or second upper class. And they must be accredited by Australian Psychology Society. So for those students that have honors from maybe UK, they will need to go to APAC to verify whether their degree with honors is equivalent to the 4th year, because there are some university that they send in for accreditation, they are only equivalent to 3 years, which means they have to take the honors or graduate diploma again. So you need to have some relevant working experience. You must demonstrate interpersonal skill because you'll be going for some interview and selection committee before you are enrolled into the course. So just a quick look for this year itself. For the next year intake, the closing for application will be 31st October this year. Then we will have our interview for shortlist applicant in early December, and the commencement of the course will be next year in February. So this is my contact details. So if you have any question, you may want to email me or drop me a call to discuss more about your study plans and what sort of course is suitable for you. I will pause here for probably 10 seconds in case some of you want to take a quick snip card or maybe a picture of my contact details. Okay, next, I will just move on quickly to some other course. We do have our Master of Business Administration with different majors. So the common MBA out in the market, they are quite general MBA, which means they learn from all department of business, but there is no major. But for us, we believe some of you are specialized in certain areas. So some of you may want to focus on finance. Some of you may want to focus on HR, which is mentioned here. One of the most popular one for our MBA currently is the MBA majoring in analytics and business solution, because some of you may be familiar that data scientists, data analytics are the in-demand jobs available in the market. So this is the course for people that do a lot of analytics. We also have the course available for MICE, Tourism and Hospitality under the Master of Business Administration. This course currently is available for full-time. We are working on the details of registration for part-time as well in a 16-month completion of MBA. Total will be 12 units. So for those people that are interested, whether it's full-time or part-time, do contact me. You can't apply for the part-time as of now, but we are planning to run it hopefully by this year intake. If not, will be next year. Other courses available, we do have IT courses for masters, majoring in business informatics, computing and network. We also have interactive technology and game design under the Master of IT. For those that are specialized in hospitality and tourism, we do have a MITHM. In short, it's called the Master of International Tourism and Hospitality Management. We also have the Master of Philosophy, which is more towards the research degree for students that are interested in moving on to a PhD eventually. And lastly, we do have the PhD. There are many fields that the students would be able to do their research on if they have qualified to do a doctorate program. So talk to our team today. I'll be the main one in the chat room. My colleague will be helping me to talk to some of the students. So I believe some of you might have already registered since you are here in the Zoom, and the chat room available in Zoom 1. Just look out for JCU and we can have a chat there. We will capture your details and send you the relevant information later on. So that's all of my presentation. I will end my presentation here. So some of you, although you haven't applied for anything, but we always tell a student, if you choose us, you can start thinking of your graduation because of all the supports and quality that we have. Our students graduate with a lot of satisfaction, including making progress in the career aspect. With this, I will end this PowerPoint.
Okay. Hi, David. Sorry, there's a question from Kenneth. He missed out what you said earlier, what is not available for part-time.
Okay, as of now, the part-time program available is Master of Guidance and Counseling, and including the 4th-year program for masters. We also have the research degree under the Master of Philosophy, and the doctorate program is available for part-time. We are trying to get more part-time program in, such as the Master of Business Administration. For some of the other courses that I listed, mainly is available, for full-time. So hopefully that answers your question. So probably I will answer some of the question in the Q&A. So please keep on coming. We still have some time to take the Q&A. So first, I have this question. I'll answer live from Cheryl. So the cohort size of Master in Counseling program is between 4 to 10 students, typically for a new intake. But there will be some common subject that the old batch of students, they will be combining with you to take certain subjects. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay. Next, Angela have mentioned about PhD program. So PhD program is basically a doctorate program at level 10 in Australian qualification framework. So this program require you to have some research element before you can enter the PhD program. It's available for full-time for 4 years and available for part-time as well, but it will be a longer duration. Next, PhD program, common student will ask about, is there any grant, scholarship specialized for PhD? Yes, they are, but I have to leave that to the academic dean for research to answer your question, because different people qualify for different grant in PhD program. So some of you may be interested, kindly visit our website for more details about grant and scholarship regarding PhD. For Li Jingyi, she's asking about how many years of working experience is needed to enter the master in clinical psychology? Is minimum of usually about a years. You need to prove whether it's volunteer work or full-time. But the main criteria will be still the academic. You need to have the 4th-year program equivalent to a first class honors or a second upper class honors. So I would say the academic portion is more important. Okay, next question will be Benjamin. Okay, Benjamin has asked about whether the part-time session for MGC is conducted on a weeknights. Would there be any commitments during weekdays? As of now, the class is mainly run on a weekday night and in weekends itself. So there won't be any commitment on weekdays. But of course, they are recommended hours for students to take part in, whether it's weekends or weekdays for your own learning. They are recommended hours for you to fulfill, but you won't need to come to campus on weekdays during office hour. Okay, Ili Lee have a question regarding the difference between the requirement to qualify for masters and PhD for philosophy. First of all, for those students that do what we know as coursework degree, like MBA or masters in something, typically, if you don't have publication or thesis, it's harder to go into a doctorate program itself. For those students don't have any research capability or publication, they are usually recommended to do the Master of Philosophy before moving on to PhD. Another way of going to the PhD program will be if you have a first class honors or second upper class. Many universities, including JCU Singapore, they will consider students when they have good grades in their honors, they don't need to do a master's and they can qualify for PhD directly. So this is how PhD is different from the master's. For Zhang Yuan Yi, I'm not too sure which course are you referring to because you mentioned how long the part-time program will last. What I can share with you is the MBA we are planning for 16 months. For MGC is approximately 28 months. For the 4th-year program is about 18 months, less than 2 years. So that is for the part-time program that we are currently offering. So hopefully that answers your question because you did not indicate which program about the part-time. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, great. Kavesha have mentioned that he's considering to do a full-time PhD in accounting. So he asked actually, do he need to contact a supervisor first or should I come up with proposal before applying? Well, I would recommend to come up with the proposal first because first of all, the professor would need to know what you are actually trying to do because we need to have that capability in order to support you for your PhD program. So you actually need to have the proposal first. Then on JCU part, we can probably help you to liaise with the academic head to give you some heads up to see first of all whether you qualify for the PhD program, and they will try to help you to link with the relevant supervisor because for you to go to the supervisor is also possible. So just a quick one for those interested in PhD. Let me just share my screen briefly. Some of you can actually go to our James Cook University website. We do have a staff profile. this here. So some of you, if you want to know, for example, let's say accounting, just now one of the students mentioned accounting, just go to business. So this is all our professor in the business field. So you can click any one of them. You will be able to see what is some of the research interests that they do. So if they mention accounting and all this, their email is actually here. You can contact them for recommendation. So this is what I can help as of now. So I will stop sharing the screen again and go back to other question. We probably left about 8 minutes, so I try to answer as much question as I can. So Aloysius has mentioned that he want to do a PhD after completing his honors. So he's on track to complete his honors in business first class honors, currently doing a research project for publication. In early childhood development. Yes, we do have a specialization in early childhood. So you can visit our website for the doctorate program site to look out for what is the specialization we have. We can probably help you to link up with the professor specializing in childhood education. Whether it's eligible or you need to do a pre-qualification course, definitely you need to speak to the research dean. So hopefully that answers your question, but we do have expertise in early childhood development. Okay, Eli have asked again for first and second upper class without publication is also possible, but you need at least the thesis portion, because if you did not complete any thesis portion, which means that you have not demonstrate skills and expertise in research, then you probably need to do a shorter course known as the Graduate Certificate in Research Methods in order to qualify for PhD. So hopefully that answers Ili's question. Okay, let me see whether did I miss any. Jingyi asked about clinical psychology. So the duration will end at 31st October. So that is the last day for application for this course. The numbers of students available for clinical psychologists is between 12 to 15 packs. That's what I know. And usually there's about 60 to 80 people apply. So it's better to submit an application early. And if you are shortlisted for interview and selection, you'll be notified accordingly. For PhD and Master of Philosophy is ongoing, same question by Jingyi. But for clinical psychology, the intake, there's only one intake a year. So for PhD and Master of Philosophy is ongoing, depending when you submit your proposal and acceptance, then they'll arrange you the timing to come in for the PhD program. But typical intake will be March, July, November. I think we have about 5 minutes left. Let me see. Kavisha, you can drop me an email. Let me just put in my chat. My email will be okay. So this is my email. Some of you may want to drop me an email to further, but I believe I will be getting some of your details to have further communication with you regarding your course interest, and some of you may want to apply, then I will guide you what is the application process. So Andrew, is there any more in the chat, some of the questions that I haven't answered?
JCU Honors Program for Psychological Science offered part-time.
Yes, the program for honors and grad deep is offered for part-time and full-time. So for part-time, it will be around 18 months. For full-time will be 1 year. Any other question that I may try to help you, because I just finished the Q&A. I haven't had a chance to look at the chat. Okay, don't worry too much. If you can't, I will just show my email contact again. Okay, this is details again for those that missed it earlier. So I'll probably stop here for 10-15 seconds. If you would like to capture my contact details, we can follow up with question. The other thing will be going to the chat room after this. We can have conversation via there, via text, and then we can arrange for a consultation somewhere next week. If we can talk to you via Zoom or via a call, that will be enable me to give you more information regarding the course that you wish to inquire about. Okay, I believe I stopped here for quite some time. Let me stop sharing my contact details again. So I think we are 40 minutes. Yeah, we are almost time. If there are no more questions, I would like to thank all of you for listening to my presentation earlier on. And if you are interested to ask for whether MBA in November or other courses, feel free to come to the chat room right after this. We can chat about the part-time courses available that you would like. I can also answer the question for full-time if you are interested for some of the courses that is not available for part-time.